So, good morning, everybody. I figured I'm waiting here in line to dump. I may as well share what's on my mind. And what's on my mind this morning is heaters. So, in my house, here in North Dakota, it's cold. That's an understatement. Wintertime, it gets cold. So, my house is old. I don't know, I think it was built 1900 maybe. The records say 1900. Who knows, it could have been even earlier than that. Nice solid structure, but it's an old house. And an older lady owned the house. Her and her husband had lived there, I believe, since the 40s, if I remember correct. And so the Depression generation, I admire them people for what they went through. But my grandmother's this way. My grandmother's 94 years old. She is one of the worst. She's the greatest woman I've ever known, but she's the worst when it comes to stuff. She'll save everything. She'll save a Tupperware. If she went to McDonald's 10 years ago, she still has the cup, you know, with the Ronald guy on the side and all this. So, okay, so this old lady that owned my house before I bought it, she moved to a home. And I believe her husband died back in the 70s, and we're going to move up here in line. So everything is sort of like put together with tape, or, you know, there was a heater that maybe didn't work properly. So instead of fixing it, they rewired it, and they had a wire running. So I was laying in bed the last few nights, and I noticed my throat was just like, I felt my sinuses real dry. I thought, I wonder if that heater in the kitchen is causing this, because I never really looked in there. It just, I turn it on in the winter, I shut it off in the spring. Well, this thing must have been put in there in the 1940s or 50s. There was no filter in there. It just, the return air went right into the core for the heater core, and it looked like a whole bunch of dust bunnies had been living in there for 30 years. So I cleaned it all up, and let it dry, cleaned the grate in the front, the whole thing, spent about an hour doing it. Let everything dry, turned it on, went into the other room to check on something, who knows. And I'm smelling, I thought, well, you know, sometimes you turn heater on. You said, well, I went back in there, there's a little flame now. Now I got a flame in there, in the heater. Shut the breaker off, and now the whole house smells like smoke from this stupid heater. Okay, so now I was, you know, looking around. So now this thing has been in there so long. Go ahead and try and find something else that'll fit in that slot for that heater. Anyway, these are the joys of owning an older house. So, I was, actually I'm going away this weekend for a whole nother purpose that I'm not going to get into. But, so now I'm concerned because next Monday it's supposed to be negative 12. So now I got to deal with this heater. You go online, okay, Lowe's. Let's see what Lowe's has. Of course, they don't have it in stock. It can be available for pickup in 3 to 4 days. Well, that doesn't really help me out. No, it doesn't. So I got this fake-looking fireplace thing that used to have a bulb in there that when you turned it on, it was like a fake flame in there. So it made you feel like you was in front of a fire, even though there was no fire. So I got that thing. So my thoughts are, I think the Amish built it. You know, the Amish go into their room there and put this stuff together, slap an electric motor in it, and then sell it to the people that go out there to think they're buying authentic Amish stuff. I think it was my mom and dad's. I don't know. I don't even know where I got the thing from. So I'm going to set that up for the time being and use that until I can figure out the other thing. And this is on top of, I'm trying to remember what else happened in this house that I got into. Oh, the dryer. The dryer in this house must have been, I think this dryer was from the 50s too. And instead of having a dryer plug, they just wired it direct into there's a big wire coming out of the wall, when normally the outlet would be to plug your dryer in. The big dryer plug. Well, they spliced everything together, and that's how the dryer worked. Well, the dryer went bad. So then I'm looking at this. What is this? Who in the world did this? So that took about 3 days to figure out, and I did it all myself, but there I'm on YouTube. Okay, let's see. This goes in this, and this wire goes to this. Old people. Just do it right. I'll talk to you later. Actually, I was sitting here in line waiting for this to move. May as well talk some more while I'm waiting here. It's actually a nice day out here today. The current time is, I don't know. It's like 9:50 something. Temperature's 31. So right now, I guess my house won't freeze. But when I come back from where I'm going this weekend, which like I said is a whole nother thing, when I come back from there, I don't really want my house to be an iceberg. So I guess I need to deal with this. So if anybody has any options, like maybe I could make a fire outside and put a fan to blow the heat in. Maybe I could get no, never mind. So I'll come up with something. Yeah, this is the wait here. It's fun. Apparently there's only one dump open today, which is A. And in the pilot code, that's Alpha. Bravo Charlie. Let's not go through that. H Hotel for heater. Let's see. Well, I'm waiting here to load. I may as well get out in this beautiful weather. Had this thing all washed up last night, and it's already dirty. And that's what we're waiting for, right there. Guys are dumping corn right now, and we're hauling wheat. Truck looks pretty good from the front. It's a slow day today. And here I sit still thinking about that heater. So that's fun. Oh, I forgot to mention that heater had a whole bunch of like Scotch tape on it too inside. I'm surprised that never caught fire. Ay, ay, ay. It'll be, let's see, about 20 minutes here, 20 minutes in. I'll be lucky to get 4 of these in today at this pace. Look at all that old farm equipment sitting over there. Probably can't really see it on the camera, but always surprised nobody ever takes that stuff in for scrap. See you guys later. Yep, still waiting. How's you guys' day going? Oh, another thing I found out. My Suburban, I have a big old Suburban. Well, I have a few cars, but big old Suburban that I drive in the wintertime. Four-wheel drive, thing sits up high. It's like from the mid-90s. And it's perfect for winter up here. Well, inside there was for the turn signal, when you flip it on, there's like a switch that goes inside for the turn signal. For the click on and off, it's mechanism in there. Anyway, I replaced that. And the turn signal handle that goes into that mechanism has a wiper on it, a washer, cruise control, all of that on it. And of course, after about everything was working great. This morning coming over to get the truck, I went to flip the washer fluid on because it was all misted up. Wouldn't work. Windshield wipers quit working. Went to touch it, the whole thing come off, it's loose. So I gotta take that apart and figure out what's wrong with that now. Yeah, I feel like everything is breaking today. Like, what's next? Do you ever have those feelings like, what's next? What's going to happen next? Something's going to happen next. Things usually happen in threes. Heater, wipers, where is it? What's this? That's not that finger, that's the ring finger. Okay. Current time is 11:02, 36 degrees. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I'm waiting on the third. Not the middle finger, the ring finger. But today I do feel like I should be using the middle finger.